My beautiful Pisces soul family, Pisces gang, what it do, you guys? It's your girl, Empress 777 here today with a general message for my Piscean gang, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. I hope you guys are doing super fantastic. Definitely sending you guys love and light. Your messages lately have been kind of heavy, and it is within other energy that is definitely from the past and still holding on is what I feel. I'm really interested to see how many of you are going to resonate with this message, as it does feel very specific, but it has to be placed out there. They have a lot of disclaimers, right? This is about protecting your energy, protecting your peace, and recognizing that the unanswered questions and the brutal way in which this ended, or this was ripped away from you or taken away from you, is because of hidden ulterior motives or hidden things that you were unable to see. It has all been for your protection. This person is still heavily holding on to your energy, you guys, okay? Once again, these messages are general. Okay, take what resonates with you, leave the rest. Don't force anything to fit. If this is your message, you are highly spiritual, of course. We all are here, right? If you are on my channel, you are. But specifically for those of you who are going to be resonating with this message, they definitely want you to keep in mind that your discernment is a gift. It's not something to take lightly when you feel things are off, when you feel there's a need for you to move around someone, move away from, distance, detach from. So just keep that in mind, okay, guys? Before we get too far into it, can you please click the like button, okay? Now, y'all know I'm usually a nice little happy-go-lucky bubbly, okay? Your girl is real bubbly, rain, champagne. That's how I like to think of myself, okay? Top shelf, bitch, yeah. And we're going to try to keep it as light as possible, but I also don't want to trivialize, right, the seriousness that it's coming through within this energy. For some of you, this is somebody who you are still engaging with to an extent. But for a vast majority of you, this ending has already happened, okay? The ending would have occurred in many different ways. And I feel like it was a shock for you. I feel like it was very painful. This felt like having something that you may have felt codependent towards ripped away from you. You're not tripping as to why you would have felt like this kind of invisible pull towards someone who wasn't the best towards you. Can I say that? Right? Can we just keep it a bean? Can we keep it a buck, guys? Right? This is not somebody who really appreciated you. This is not someone who really respected you. This is not someone who really showed up for you, supported you, all the things. Yet there was still this magnetic pull. You weren't really able to explain to yourself, right, why you would consider yourself to be in love with this person, or wanting something that clearly was repulsed by the purity of your energy. Leave me a little comment down below. Let me know if you're resonating thus far. Use your intuition, your own discernment to gravitate towards the messages that are here for you today. Don't force anything to fit. Cross watchers, you're also welcome here. That's my own little disclaimer, right? We just want to make sure everybody knows what's going on here, okay? These are intuitively guided messages. Some things may resonate with you. Some things might not be here for you. We're here as the collective, so let's respect everybody's messages here today and just take the ones that are for you, okay? Subscribe to the channel. Become part of the family. You know what I'm saying? We love to have you. We would love to have you. We built a beautiful community over here. Click that subscribe button. So let's start out with the first card, okay? This one came like shooting out, busting out, almost as if there was this intention to try and pause it, stop it, postpone it. It was always going to happen. As I stated, the demise of this connection or this break, this separation would have happened differently for all of you. For some of you, you initiated this, or you felt like your hand was forced to initiate this. For others of you, this person initiated it. Regardless of who cut off who, right? The pain still very evident. And the unanswered questions are just like all over this, okay? The questions, or the answers rather, that you seek are coming. This is someone who you love very deeply, you guys, okay? I feel like you were very pure to this person. You were so true, so raw. I do believe that you made them see things in themselves just by how pure and how raw you were to this person, how real you were, how invested you were, how kind you were, how soft, how gentle you were with them, even though they did not allot you that same luxury, is what we're going to call it. It is a luxury to have that, especially if you're dealing with someone whose energy is within this capacity. I feel as though that energy triggered something else within this person, something that was unseen, of course, right? I will definitely say that this person cares about you. They may even use the word love. I won't trigger you by saying that this person loved you, okay? I'm going to say that they may use that word, right? Like the two of you may have used that word with one another. That might have been an exchange between the two of you. Yet they never fully committed. Even if this was your boyfriend, even if this was your girlfriend, even if it was in ink, bitch, and this was your husband or your wife, they never fully committed to the responsibility, the accountability that it takes, right? Showing up for someone, what it takes to actually build some shit. They will just commit to it, so to speak, but the actions never really align. So are they really committed if they're not acting as if they are, or did they just say that shit? You see what I'm saying? I feel as though the purity of your energy, okay? And this is what they are saying, right? This person is battling internally, right? Because there's this part of them that does want to be near you, wants to be with you, maybe even a little bit obsessed, right? With this energy, with this relationship, with this connection. They definitely want you back. They will definitely be back, but they also have done things purposefully. You know, I almost had to whisper that. Those are unspoken foreshadows, hidden things within them. Their agenda definitely very much so hidden. I do feel like this is not only somebody who doesn't listen to others, but they definitely didn't listen to you in this connection. And they also wanted to make it their business to get you to not listen to you either. And that is why they wanted me to say at the very beginning, like, your discernment, your intuition, bitch, that is a gift. It's a gift. It's what's going to keep you out of shit. It's what's going to avoid. It's what's going to show up to help you avoid having to heal from shit that you could have avoided in the first motherfucking place. You see what I'm saying? Now, it's going to be important to not beat ourselves up, to not talk down on ourselves, no negative self-talk. Of course, take accountability for the ways in which you allowed this to show up, or the ways in which you allowed this person to be and show up in your life for what you allowed, right? Because people can only treat you the way that you allow them to, right? But there also needs to be some most definite pouring into yourself, loving on yourself, and giving yourself credit for whenever you got out of this. Okay. Now, for those of you who are like, well, they're the ones that walked away. They are the ones that cut this off. They are the ones that left. This was divine protection. Okay. This person does not have the best intentions for you, which is why I kept being led to say they might say that they love you, but I feel like this person hates themselves more than they actually love you. So a person who is not in love with themselves, who doesn't know themselves, who has questioned themselves, their own worth, their own identity, who they are, where they stand with people, will latch on to other people's energy in order to get what it is that they feel you have that's better than them. It's very complex. It's complex, this whole idea, because I do feel like at times this person would show up as if they were going to show the fuck up, right? There were sprinkles of good times here, guys. Otherwise, we would not even be here. You see what I'm saying? What you didn't see that was hidden under the surface is this person was almost, there's this energy of like, I like you, I want to be around you, but I love, and they are using the word love, guys, but don't feel triggered by that, okay? Because we of course know that this energy is not the way that love shows up in one's life. And we all have our own definitions of how we want to be loved. I don't get that this person loved you in the way that you define love. So validate yourself in that, okay? And let's put that aside and understand that this is from their perspective. They are using the word love. I love Pisces. I do love Pisces. And then there's a but after it. So is it actually true? You see what I'm saying? It's like, I love Pisces, right? But, and in that but is where all the bullshit is. You see what I'm saying? This is where them running amok comes into play. This is where them giving themselves permission to actually not show up for you, to not listen, to say that they're going to commit, and it's a lie, because the commitment is not committing. Okay? It's not giving commitment. It's giving control. It is giving wanting to tie oneself to you. Okay, let me make sure I'm saying this correctly. Tie themselves to you like an imaginary string, right? So for me, that's like a soul tie or like an energetic tie. Be tied to someone more so energetically rather than actually, right? Rather than earning it. And then that will therefore give you the permission to do what you want to do. And it will also give you the satisfaction to give you the idea that you pulled someone in, or that you have someone attached that you don't necessarily feel you deserve. This person does not think very highly of themselves. Therefore, they may have projected that onto you. Okay, that could show up in many of different ways. So you can fill in that blank wherever you see fit. For some of you, those were questions that you were asking. Why is he doing this? Why is she behaving this way? Why would they say that to me? Like, did they actually say that? Like, even so they're definitely pointing out a specific scenario. Okay, only take it if it fits, where this person did something. Okay. They want me to give an example. This example is not going to fit for all of you. Okay. So it's going to be important to listen to it from more of a subjective standpoint. Okay. So they're showing me a scenario. Okay. Where the two of you are out somewhere and you mistake a car that is not yours for your car. Similar color, similar make, similar model. One is a luxury car. You might not have what's called luxury, but forget all that. That's just semantics, right? This person will clown you and be like, yeah, that's not your shit. Your bum ass shit is over here. I'm not saying that you have a bum ass car, guys. Please make sure you're listening to this from a subjective standpoint. This is somebody who will try to point out things, right? In that example, this person might not even have a motherfucking car, okay? Or they might not even have what it is that you have. And it's not that we are looking at materialistic things, but this person may have gone from that angle. It could be a number of things, right? It could be a job positioning. It could be something that you have acquired. It could be some kind of knowledge that you have tapped into. Maybe you're going back to school and they kind of shitted on that. It's an example similar to that, where they admire, right, your ambition. They admire the things that you do. They admire the things that you say. They even admire the way that you pour into them, but they also resent it. Now, if you are the one that cut this off, this is just a little birdie, okay? Sending us a little note that this person feels like they know you. They feel like they know how to get you to listen, okay? They feel like they know how to kind of get into your ear, possibly make you question your decision. If they are the ones that walked away, they're still going to do that. And they're going to have a good excuse, right, as to what happened, right? They're going to wrap it up in this packaging to suggest that they're giving you some secret code, like an answer to all of your questions. This is why I am the way that I am, but it won't be truthful, okay? There are ulterior motives hidden behind their quote unquote truth. It might be a half truth. Maybe they will outright come outright and tell you that, you emasculate them, or you make them feel masculine, or you make them feel, lesser than, or you make them feel this way or that way. And there might be some truth to that. But that's only half of it, right? They're not saying that therefore triggers them to treat you in such a way that you then have to go and question, well, am I wrong? Like, am I tripping? So they're going right back to that same scenario, right? Let's say they're like, yeah, that's not your car, okay? This is a Toyota, this is a Lexus. We're going to go over to the Toyota. And then you're looking like, well, who the fuck are you talking to? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you mean by that, right? And then they're like, oh, no, like, I didn't mean anything. You heard me wrong. Like, you're tripping. Like, don't read into that, right? Like, we should be able to joke with each other. We should be able to, like, tell jokes. Kikis. JK, right? It's simple. It's not a big deal. But your discernment and your intuition told you that what they said was a dig. That was some bullshit. That was them humbling you. That was them calling you out, telling you that you're not hot shit, telling you that what you have is not as popping as you think it is, right? Like that you have a ways to go as well. When that's really what they're saying to themselves, but they project it back onto you. The person who has accepted them in their mind at their lowest. They resent you for it. So then there's that questioning again, right? So instead of continuing to go back and forth with them about whatever it is that they said, what do? You go to your homegirl, your homeboy, your mama, your cousin, a confidant, someone that you deem to be wise, someone that you trust, and you ask them the fated question, right? The fateful question. Was I wrong? Like, am I doing the most? Could have been a whole big argument. And you're like, should I have, like, am I doing too much, right? Like, am I being a bitch? Hello? Am I being an asshole? Am I the asshole? You ever seen them Reddit scrolls where it's like, am I the asshole? And you read this person's story from the outside looking in, and it's like, sis, bro, you're definitely not the asshole. Why do you even have to ask yourself this? It's because this person has hidden things that they're doing, seeds that they plant to get people to question themselves, question their direction, question their worth, question where they're going, question if they're going or coming, question if they are too sensitive, question if they're moving too fast, if they're unfair, right? Like those are all the questions that really benefit this person's agenda. Seriously. I'm getting the energy of somebody who gave just enough. So while we have the card here that says commitment phobe, in their defense, if you brought that up, they would be like, I am committed to you. We are in a relationship, bitch. We're literally married. But it's like, you're not doing anything that suggests that you have a wife or a husband or kids or a girlfriend or a boyfriend. It's just the title, literally. And then they'll try to make you act like you're crazy because I said we're committed. So it's just the energy of somebody who is not committed, but they're literally saying out their mouth that they are. You see what I'm saying? These are the kind of games that this person is kind of showing up with. If you have moved on, big trigger. Because what they feel should have happened in the beginning is currently happening. And they have grown an attachment to you. Now, this is somebody who does appear to be a little bit entitled. Okay, you're like, a lot of that. A little bit, bitch. Are you crazy? Don't you rub your eyes a little bit, look a little bit closer at the motherfucking cards. A little bit. And there's some entitlement here, okay? So I'm definitely picking up on the energy of somebody who feels like you should not be in a position to be questioning, right? Like, go along to get along. And for those of you who are saying, girl, we were never in a relationship. They never actually gave it to me. They dangled it in my face. It was like a dangled carrot. Then this is what they are coming in with, right? Like, they're going to say it. They're going to say what it is that you've been asking for, what it is they feel you want to hear, what you need to hear, what it is that they feel will allow for you to soften, okay? Soften your gaze towards them, towards who they are, what it is that they are presenting will sound a little bit more sweet. I do feel as though there is a chance for a shift in energy if you start to question their intentions, right? This is not the type of person that likes to be questioned because they know that they're lying, right? So if you start to question them, they don't have a backup lie or explanation to the lie and explanation to the explanation of the explanation of the lie, right? Like they didn't think of that far ahead. I do feel that they have other people that are around them telling them to just leave you alone, and they have stopped speaking about you, but they are very bold, this one, okay? There's an aggression about them, but I feel like it's passive. This is, all of these cards for me read passive aggression. Nothing that they do is like right in your face, and this is why you have to question it, whether you're tripping or not, whether you went off the handle too fast, whether you cut it off too soon, whether you made the right decision, whether, you know, whether or not what you did was okay. Am I going in the right direction? Did I do the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? It is because their aggressive behavior is very passive, and it will have you questioning whether or not your reaction was warranted. And this is also why they wanted you to be able to understand that your discernment, your intuition, those nudges that you get, that is not to be taken lightly. It's not. People will, in fact, what are you saying? Weaponize. People will weaponize that. You questioning your own intuition. People will weaponize that. That makes it easier for these type of individuals, right? That don't mean any well. Now, did they enjoy your presence? Did they enjoy what you were gifting them, what you were giving to this relationship, being around you, having sex with you, going out with you, having a partner, having somebody to support them and be there for them and talk to them and, you know, tell them about their bad day and, you know, do certain things with? Yes, of course they did. Okay. And for them, that is like, that's me loving on you. But there's something so much deeper here, y'all. It goes so much deeper than just being in la love. On a soul level, right? This doesn't feel safe. I know what I did. Bold ass bitch this is, you guys. This person is very, very bold. They're emboldened, right? I also feel like their emboldened behavior comes from people falling for it, right? Like getting away with it. Yeah, you questioning yourself, questioning how you're seeing the situation. Sure, I just gaslighted you. I just manipulated you. I just projected. I just redirected. I just did this. I did some toxic shit. And you are questioning whether or not your response is valid. That works to their benefit. Now, look at this. I told you. I'm telling you. It doesn't mean anything, though, okay? I do feel like this person definitely has a skewed vision, idea of what that means, of what this word means, of what love means. This card says mutual feelings, okay? An open heart, feeling comfortable, feeling at home. And I feel like out of all of those things, this person only got feeling comfortable or feeling at home. You're a very comfy, soft spot, a soft place for this person to land. That is what they're saying, not me. There's something about them that resents being able to have that. I also feel like for some of you, the resentment stems from the idea that it could be cut off at any time. So there may be some abandonment wounds or issues from their past. Maybe they were neglected. Maybe they were abandoned. Maybe they were adopted. Maybe they were always left. Maybe they've been broken up with multiple times, right? There's like some scorned energy, a man or woman scorn. So when you show up the way that you're showing up, right? Actually providing this. Even if you don't say the word, even if the two of you didn't say that to each other, what you were providing to this person was very purified indications of love. Which both felt good. And then there's a shame there as well. So there's sort of like this hidden idea that they don't deserve it. So in one moment, they will enjoy it. They will take it. They will receive it. And then in the very same moment, those abandonment wounds or whatever may get triggered. And you almost look like the person that's in power. So if you're giving me this love, then that means that you also have the power to take it away. Sort of idea. And to them, that's a trigger. Boom. Flip the switch, bitch. I can't allow you to think that you have that much power there's also this idea of them feeling like you giving this to them and they don't feel like they deserve it themselves means that you potentially have a hidden agenda, right? To do them dirty. Especially if you've gone a couple of cycles with this person. So I feel like you're on the frequency of love, right? Like I feel like you are on the frequency, a very high vibrational frequency, one that is in alignment with prosperity and abundance and love and peace and joy and, you know, very hippie like, right? You just trying to blaze one, have a drink, you know what I'm saying? Go out a little bit, you know, go to your job, you know, also take care of yourself with your money, have a good life, right? Walk in some grass every now and again, right? Have a good time, go on a little vacation or two. Very simple, simplistic for you. For this person, that vibrational level is like, this can't be the real you. Is this the real you? Especially if they fucked you over and you took them back. It's like, of course you have something up your sleeve. Of course. Of course. Of course this knife is coming for me at any time. I must be prepared. I must be prepared. All of these cards over here suggest that this person always knew, right, what the issues are. They're not oblivious, right, to their shadows, their traumas from the past are not hidden in their subconscious. They are very much so aware of it, but they keep it hidden from everyone else. So they absolutely know what they did, how they have reacted, how they have shown up. But they are also very much so addicted to this. There's a part of them that resents that as well. Because you might be asking yourself, why the fuck are you back? You hate me so much, right? You resent me like you don't, like you said all of this fucked up shit to me. You've done all of these things, right? You've done this. Especially if they're the ones that cut it off and walked away. What the like what? What? And for some of you, I feel like they're coming back after you've already like healed. You see what I'm saying? It's like they that might be a pattern of this person. They stay away and they try to stay away, guys. Okay, I will go ahead and give them that. I'll give them that. They do try to stay away as long as possible, but it's never really been effective. And it's like as soon as they do feel you healing, your energy healing, here they come, right? So there is this idea of you maybe being very infuriated about them even sending you a message, even if you don't answer or reply to them. It's just the idea that the motherfucking audacity of you, bitch, to come back around, right? And it's like, even if I don't respond, now you're in my head. Like, the fuck? Why are you here? You're gonna have to go ahead and regulate yourself, okay? Calm down. Definitely take a notice and pay attention to your energy frequencies and how that fluctuates, right? What your energetic body is speaking to you just upon seeing their message, right? And we mustn't ignore that. We mustn't make up the excuse of being in love with someone as the excuse to allow them to mistreat, okay? Or be allowed access to some shit that they are undeserving of and they have not earned. Yeah. Honestly, you could have answered all of this yourself. And depending on where you are in your healing journey, of course, right? Like, that's not me shitting on you if you're still like confused or trying to figure it all out, right? Some of you are just like trying to hold it the fuck together, bitch. Like, I'm just trying to hold it together. I'm just trying to get through this day, through this hour. It's going to be really important for you to try to be as objective as possible. And in doing so, like, the way that you do that is hard, guys. Okay, that this is a practiced behavior. You're going to need to try and detach emotionally, right, from what has occurred, even if for a moment, just to give your brain space to think about things analytically and objectively, right? And that's almost like that example that I gave you of when you tell somebody what's happening, they can see it from the outside looking in. They're not knee deep in that shit. They don't have any emotions attached to it. So they can give you a very objective, okay, standpoint. They're going to give you the real. That's the only way you get to see the real. Because what this person did is they planted such heavy seeds, right, of doubt in reference to who they are as a person, you know, what their intentions are, like what it is that they want with you, what it is that they want from this connection. It was all over the place. It was never really like very clear. So you have no choice but to question what the fuck is going on. So when shit does actually go awry and then they go right back to being kind of sweet, or, you know, doing something to kind of get your eyes off of what they just did, to make you question whether or not what they just did is real or not, or was it fucked up or not. Like, that's all a part of the plan, babe. So these questions that you have, so easily answered, not easily. They're like, girl, don't push it. Okay. They are within you. The answers you look for are within. So you knew all along, right? Though it would be very subtle. And to be able to hear your subtle, energetic body, right? Emotional body, you have to be relaxed, right? You have to be able to kind of calm yourself, be in a space where it's not too much foolishness going on, and you don't have somebody all in your ear with a whole bunch of rah-rah. So, just a warning, okay? Doesn't mean that you're going to, of course, doesn't mean that you're going to give them another chance, right? And again, we don't even know what the reasoning for them coming back is. This is old energy, right? And this is how you would recognize who this person is. It definitely was giving me the energy of a warning, right? I can't bounce over that, but we will look to see if there has been any forms of transformation, right? If this is even safe to engage with on a small level. Okay. We're not even going to touch getting back into a relationship, because there's no way in hell that is happening anytime soon, more than likely. Okay. I am an intuitive reader. So you all have free will. You can do what the fuck you want to do. Okay. But it wouldn't be wise, right? This one needs to be held at arm's length, right? And for some of you, you may not need to touch this with a 10-foot pole. But there's a very seductive quality about this person. There is something within this energy that does suggest that maybe it does feel mystical. It feels unexplainable, right? It feels as though there's an unexplainable attachment. I don't get that you're codependent to this relationship anymore, right? For a great majority of you. But if you do find that you are, right? If you do find that you still get those butterflies when you see the text messages, when you see their name, it is going to be very important to close out all the noise, right? Close out the sweet talking, the seductive qualities, this charming nature of this person. They're going to have a lot to say. Their intentions are what needs to be rooted in your decision. Okay. Of course they want to reconcile, right? Of course they do. And this is somebody who is expecting to come back to someone who will not question them. Okay. Somebody who will oblige, someone who will, go along, right? Someone who is, who has done it before is what they're saying, not me, guys, right? And they are leading with this idea of love, right? So for them, love trumps all, okay? It is the trump card. It is the joker. It's the big fat joker in spades, bitch, right? Like it takes all for love to be here. And then reconciliation in this card, it says love wins, right? So this person feels like that's the gimme gotcha, bitch. That is what is to lead them in. They may also come in with this sort of victimhood, or, like I said, an excuse, something of the sort, to kind of soften your positioning of listening. Okay. So it's going to be very important that you keep your eyes on this person. For those of you who are like, I am not touching this person with a 10-foot pole, then you definitely need to recognize that this is not just going away. It is here for a reason, which we will also need to look at. Okay. The reason people show up in your energy has nothing to do with them. Their behavior and the way that they approach you and their motives, their intentions, has everything to do with them, right? The reason they're showing up has everything to do with you. Okay. So let's hop over to the extended. This was a deep one. Your readings have been, very energetically taxing. I was just joking. I love you guys. I'm just saying it should be heavy as fuck. Okay. But necessary. So let's go on over here and make sure you're fully prepared for this one. Okay. I definitely want to see what karma this person is due and set to face. Okay. And has that happened just yet? That's just for my own nosy purposes and also for yours. For those of you who do engage with this person and you're anywhere near them, then it could have some effects of rubbing off, but not necessarily. I just kind of want to know what the details of that is. That could also explain why they're so heavily focused on you, even though I feel like it stems more from this codependency, right? The codependent energy and the patterns in which they were able to show up in the past. But we'll just double check that. Okay. I want to know what their purest feelings for you are. Okay. What are their purest energies towards you and intentions towards this connection? Do they have any regrets? That will let us know. Have they transformed? Have there been any signs of transformation? What changes have they made, if any? That's the only signs of hope that we will have in this. I'm not too hopeful from this standpoint, but we'll have to look into that a little bit deeper. All right. We'll look at their next steps so you can be fully prepared for this. Okay. And prepare yourself. Be 10 steps ahead of this shit. We'll also look at the potential outcome, whether you decide to re-engage or not. There's no judgment. Even though this is a fair warning, I still don't judge and I will look. Okay. I'll be fair. We'll see what you're setting yourself up for if you decide to invest with this person. What are you energetically, emotionally, spiritually setting yourself up for in that? It doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad, but you at least want to be aware of what that could entail. Okay. And then we'll also look at going in the opposite direction, which is where new love will be. But before we get into new love, I want to know how you can prepare for your cycles ahead to become invisible to all lower vibrational energies and toxicity. And also, how does spirit suggest you move forward, right? Energetically, in order to be successful in these next connections and or in life in general. Okay. And then we'll hop into the new thing. Okay. Who are they, right? How are they going to approach? How will you more than likely meet them? You know, what are they like? What is their characteristics like? Why are they single? Okay. Are they coming with any baggage, any bullshit? Yeah, I definitely want to know that. Okay. What's going to be your return on the investment if you do deal with this person, and the potential for union in the new thing as well? All right. And lastly, but not least, I want to get I want to get some time frames for both old and new. And then lastly, we will have advice. Okay. So without further ado, please click the like button as well as the subscribe button and the notification bell. I'm going to put the link for the extended reading down below in the description box. See y'all over there. Let's go.